Recon Athlete, episode 129, Chris Sanchez, nobody else. Zach Lucetto, maybe on his way. I don't know. Shout out to BJ's on the watch party. Shout out to Paul Partita. What's up, Pink? We're going to go play some golf on Monday, I think. Me and Emo and Paul. I don't know. Last time I was out there, guys, I didn't do just so well. So y'all might have a chance on Monday. Especially Emo. But we'll see. I'm going to talk some Longhorns football. Of course, the Kansas game got canceled today. End of the Longhorn regular season. We'll see if they decide to play in a bowl game. If Coach Tom Herman is going to be coming back next year, and if some other guys will be coming back. I'd like to get Zach Lucetto's opinion on whether or not he thinks that Sam Ehlinger should come back. Of course, the NCAA granted everybody, pretty much all seniors, an extra year of eligibility. So, maybe it's a good chance for Sam to maybe to add another season under his belt before he tries to go to the NFL, because right now most of the NFL scouts are comparing him to Tim Tebow, and I mean, honestly, that's not really a good comparison when you're trying to make it to the NFL. I mean, let's just be real here. We'll also talk some Longhorn basketball, and of course, high school playoffs going on right now. Had a big upset last night. Round Rock over Lake Travis, 35-21. I'll get Zach's take on that as well. I mean, Emo, shout out to Emo. He was mentioning the last two games that Lake Travis Cavaliers decided not to play in their regular season. I guess more due to COVID than anything else, but definitely had an impact, in my opinion, to that game last night. Round Rock, of course, they played Vandegrift, and then they had a big win over Westwood. In that time frame, Lake Travis almost a month off, from playing their last regular season game and their first playoff game. You have to think that had something to do with, the issues that they had last night. Round Rock had a couple of trick plays that worked pretty well for them, or not pretty well, but both were touchdowns. So, huge win for the Dragons. I thought personally, Round Rock had a pretty good chance, not only because of the time off that Lake Travis had, but they were just a really good team. I mean, you have a senior leadership in Seth Ford. You have a great running back in Israel Morgan. So, I mean, I know Lake Travis pretty much took away Izzy for the game last night, but Seth Ford stepped up and did what he had to do. And Round Rock Dragons moving on to play Cibolo Steel now. And the Steel is a team out of the San Antonio area. Most of us that are in the know are familiar with Cibolo Steel. They're 7-3 this year. 6-1 in district. They a couple weeks ago lost to Converse Jets in another state powerhouse. So I know Round Rock, they've got a lot of confidence right now. So I mean, I'm sure the experts and the pundits across the state of Texas aren't going to be picking Round Rock to beat Cibolo Steel, but I think Round Rock has a great chance next week. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Vandegrift, of course, playing against Austin High last night, and we'll get Zach in here talking about the Vandegrift game. And Austin High's Charles Wright, senior, heading to the 40 acres now. He's going to maybe compete for the starting job next year for the Longhorns. Probably not a favorite. Let's not say probably. Let's just say not a favorite for Charles Wright to be quarterback for the Longhorns next year, especially if Sam does move on to try to go to the NFL. Longhorns are going to have Hudson Card, Jaquinda Jackson, and the favorite Casey Thompson at that, in that mix there. But shout out to the Maroons. Great season for them. Zach on the watch party. #shock the state. Yeah, I guess I'm sure he's talking about the Round Rock win over Lake Travis. Honestly, I mean, I just really had this feeling, and I really. Haven't really seen a whole lot of Lake Travis and Round Rock this year, but just knowing what Round Rock had, up front and that running game. I know the running game wasn't a big part of what they did last night against Lake Travis. Talking about the Round Rock Dragons, but it was this, like I said, the quarterback senior leadership from Seth Ford. I just think that huge layoff that Lake Travis had, of course, was a big factor in my opinion. We'll also talk, like I said, some Longhorn basketball, of course, NFL, and college football. I mean, I mentioned it earlier. We've got the Longhorns Kansas game canceled. I think I've got let's see. I got to find my tab here. I mean, we got Alabama and Arkansas playing. Shout out to Wes. Wes, I don't see you on the watch party, but shout out to his Hogs. Alabama's a 32-point favorite. We do have Georgia and Missouri, Illinois, Northwestern. The big Army-Navy game, of course, that's always a fun one. So if you're looking for a fun game today, you can check out Army-Navy. Michigan State and Penn State out there for us to watch. But, I mean, the troubles that James Franklin and the Nittany Lions have had, like, it's just it doesn't pique my interest in watching Penn State this year. Just not fun. I think another game that we will want to watch, North Carolina at Miami when it comes to college football. Mac Brown gets Manny Diaz. If you remember back in the day when Mac fired Manny a couple games into the season, I think it was back in maybe 2010. I can't remember exactly when. It was the early 2010s. After the Longhorns gave up, it was 500 yards rushing against BYU. There was an unceremonious ousting of Manny Diaz by Mac Brown. But bygones have been bygones, and I think they have a lot of respect for each other. But I think an Orange Bowl is on the line for this North Carolina and Miami game. Let's see, Oklahoma State and Baylor. I think that we're going to be playing today. We've got LSU, Florida. Of course, the big game, or the game, as they like to call it, has been canceled. Ohio State and Michigan. I think that's mercifully on Michigan's side. Michigan's just had a really bad season. I don't think Harbaugh and the crew really wanted to play this game. I know Ohio State probably did. Now we've got the Big Ten trying to they're trying to rework their rules when it comes to the championship game for the Big Ten, because originally they said, oh, you know what, you need to play at least 6 games. Now Ohio State has only played 5, probably only gonna play 5, and I believe yesterday, I think it was yesterday, that today they're going to try to make it to where Ohio State can be into the college football or into the Big Ten championship, and then hopefully get into the college football playoff. Everybody's finagling ways right now. This COVID pandemic has just thrown a wrench in everything, but everybody's just trying to find a way to get their teams into the playoffs. I think that's what Big Ten's doing right now. They're going to see if they can get their team into their championship and then possibly into the college football playoff. Also canceled today was Ole Miss and Texas A&M. The Aggies, they're up there. I mean, they're having a great season, quietly having a great season. Of course, nobody around here is talking about it because this is the home of the Longhorns, and not a big fan of the Aggies. So, but you can't ignore it. I think the Aggies, under Jimbo Fisher's leadership, have turned around their program. Had a big win at home against Florida earlier this year, and their game against Ole Miss, like I said, was canceled today. But you can't ignore what the Aggies have done. They've had a great season. I know there was talk about them trying to get a game in with Ohio State. That was possible. I know there's a lot of people saying, "Oh, we can't do this." College, the Power 5 teams, this and that. We can't just have this game played at a moment's notice. I think BYU and Coastal Carolina showed everybody that you can do that, because BYU, Coastal Carolina, that game was just was thrown together by the two teams. And we're talking two teams that are outside of the Power 5, both trying to sneak their way into the college football playoff. Probably not going to happen, but needing to have a primetime premier game, they made it work. And if Coastal Carolina and BYU can do it, I don't see why huge programs like Texas A&M and Ohio State couldn't do it. I know A&M wanted to do it. I'm pretty sure that they wanted to do it. Maybe Ohio State was kind of hesitant about it. But if it can be done, get it done. And I think, like I said, Ohio, with Coastal Carolina and BYU making it happen, I don't see why it couldn't happen for the Aggies and the Buckeyes. I think that would have been huge, a huge game. It would have been awesome. And I think for the Aggies, if there a win over the Buckeyes, I mean, that would have just, propelled them over the top, especially in recruiting, because we've already seen in the state of Texas what the big time wins can do to your recruitment. I mean, look at the Longhorns. I mean, we're constantly losing commitments to Ohio State, to Alabama. So that would have been a huge win for the Aggies. Just couldn't make it happen. So college football still trying to roll along. We're seeing what we can do. We do have USC and UCLA. Speaking of the rivalry games, of course, Southern Cal trying to sneak into that college football playoff as well. If they can beat UCLA, they'll probably be in there, most likely be in the Pac-12 championship game. But Chip Kelly and the UCLA Bruins, I mean, they are a very good team. At this point of the season, I think they're the last 3-4 games, they are just wearing down their opponents. They are outscoring them in the fourth quarter, and that's going to be a primetime game tonight on ABC. So if you're looking for something to watch later on tonight, USC UCLA is going to be about. It's going to be a really good one. Shout out to Zach. He wants me to talk about the possibility of a country breakfast morning show. I talked about this. Maybe doing a little 15-20 minute morning show in the Monday through Friday. I've got the equipment right now. I got the time, but we'll talk about it, Zach. We'll see what the fans think about that. If you don't know, my name or my tag or whatever you call it is on Instagram and Twitter is Country Breakfast. That's BREK. So if you're not following me, go on to Instagram, search Country Breakfast, and you'll find me. You'll find all my country breakfasts that I like to eat. And we'll talk about country. Well, maybe if I start doing the show, we can talk a little bit of more about breakfasts, because it is my favorite meal of the day. Saturday is usually menudo. Shout out to Taquerito. I did go over there, and they did have the menudo ready. It's a menudo morning. It was about mid-40s when I got up, so it was good. Got me a good coffee. Got me some menudo rolling. So that was awesome. Let's see. Still don't see Wes on here. I wanted to see what he was thinking about the Alabama-Arkansas game. I know, like I said, I think if you are a fan of this show, Wes is a huge Hogs fan. So, I don't know what happened to him last night. But wake up, Wes. Get out of here. Longhorns basketball still rolling along. Tomorrow is they're going to have the game against Baylor, hopefully. I haven't seen that it's been canceled. And they're coming off of a win over Texas State on Wednesday, 74-53. Greg Brown dropping 18, so new career high for the Vandegrift Vipers product. And making this, I don't know if we call it a coming out party yet, because it was Texas State. I know he did drop 18, had a really good game. A lot of the headlines were like, Greg Brown, leading the way. But if he does something tomorrow against Baylor, at least get into double digits, get his shooting stroke rolling along, then we'll talk a little bit more about Greg Brown. But we still have to wait to see what he does in the prime time, against the big teams. Of course, the Longhorns lost last week. Hey, what's up, Zach? To last Sunday against Villanova, 68-64. I do want to shout out to Snoop Daniel. I think he's gone to every single home game so far, and he's a huge Greg Brown fan, as is Zach. What's up, dog? Is your microphone on?
What up?
Chilling, bro. Dude, let me rewind to the beginning. Lake Travis Round Rock.
Breakfast.
Lake Travis Round Rock.
How many people we got on the watch party right now?
I can't really tell. I don't know. Let's see. 23. Oh, Steven Anguiano's on there.
What up?
Oh, he's giving me some. Okay. Oh, I mentioned Manny Diaz getting fired. That was 2013. Thank you, Steven.
So like 7 people.
Let's see. Yeah.
All right.
Like
so what do y'all think about Country Breakfast morning show, where Chris puts the camera while he's cooking breakfast, talking about looking out the window, telling you what he thinks the weather's gonna be. I think you should just open the door, poke your head out, and
do like a Zach Shields.
Just poke your head out the window and be like, feels like it's about 57.
Talking about y'all need your chapstick.
And then like go like this.
Your hair,
be like,
hair gel.
Probably like 30% chance of rain.
Nah, I wouldn't know
come
that.
back to
I
come
wouldn't
back
know
to
that. I don't know that on my joints.
Come back to cooking your grits and eggs, and talk about what you're making.
I think so, bro.
Where you got the recipe.
We could do it.
Talk about some current events.
Yeah.
Like COVID cases are up today.
Man,
Snoop can smell it.
They're always up right now.
Snoop can smell it.
Yeah. What'd you think about that Lake Travis loss?
It's crazy. I think
it wasn't expected though. I mean, I know it wasn't expected, but wasn't. I had kind of a feeling like I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know about this month off.
And Coach Sanders made a good point too, because Lake Travis was in a similar situation as Vandergrift, where he told me after the game, he was like, I didn't want to play it up this week, but having this time off is a big deal because it's not like I just had a couple bye weeks in a row. Like it was COVID protocol, so they weren't practicing, they weren't seeing each other. So it's not like Super Bowl week where you're just practicing, you know. There was no, like, those kids weren't on campus, so it was a little bit different. It was like having a week off, like actually off of everything, and that's a big deal. And especially for like Travis, where you kind of have a little bit of a quarterback controversy where you don't know who like you have, and it's not a controversy because it's bad. It's a controversy because it's like so many different options. And I think when you have to focus so hard to stop someone from doing one thing because you know it can beat you, that gets a little taxing in terms of playing the rest of your game.
Yeah.
So when you're exerting so much effort to make sure that Round Rock doesn't run the ball, you forget, like, okay, I can't let him pass the ball either. I can't let him beat me in special teams. I got to perform on offense, all because you have to focus so much energy on stopping that running game. And I think we saw something similar in the Marble Falls game. Marble Falls beat Brenham, and Marble Falls runs that wing T offense, and it's that same thing. It's like you have to focus so much on stopping what they do best that you forget, like, I have to win the game too. Yeah. Like you focus so hard on not losing to the run that you forget about just winning. Yeah. So but shout out to Round Rock. I think they're I think it's huge for them. It's kind of might be a little bit of a bummer, like, as a Central Texas high school football fan, because that's perennially one of our chances to have a state champion is like Travis. So just like by the numbers, you're losing a chance there. But after Round Rock beats Lake Travis, then like every game you'll say, oh yeah, they shouldn't win, but then you're like, well, they shouldn't have won against Lake Travis, so who knows? Yeah. Yeah, they got Round Rock's got Cibolo Steel next week. I don't think anybody, not of the maybe guys like Craig Way or somebody might give Round Rock a chance, but I don't think anybody that's like in the Dallas, Snoop will. I don't think anybody that's like in the Dallas or Houston or San Antonio area really. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, though. They're not gonna give Round Rock a chance. Didn't give Round Rock a chance against Lake Travis. It's just like a lot of people around here didn't give Lindale a chance against LBJ. Yeah, I mean, that was. I know there's a lot of people around here saying, "Oh, LBJ might as, pencil them in for the state title game." I know there was a lot of crazy things happening at the end of the game. Apparently, that winning field goal was tried more than once, more than twice. I heard. So some crazy things happened at the end of that LBJ game. But I mean, you never know. You don't really, especially at this level in high school football. And you mentioned that Marble Falls beating Brenham. I mean, which one's a bigger upset? Round Rock beating
Lake Travis or Marble Falls beating Brenham because Brenham had such a great season. And
and Marble Falls wasn't a very good team.
Well, they're 7-2, but I mean they were good, but they haven't been good. I think it says their first playoff win in 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so
and like people forget, like that's still Round Rock High School. Like that's still Like I feel like you could consider them as a powerhouse. Like that's Round Rock High School, and that you could say you could mention Brenham in the same breath as like a Round Rock and things like that. But Marble Falls definitely not, especially I mean maybe when they had Todd Dodge, but like
and it's been a while. So I mean that was a huge win for that slot T offense there. And I know BJ likes that type of that type of run game at the high school level. And then of course Vandy pulling away late from Austin High. What was that final score there, Zach?
I think it was 35-24. I think.
Yeah, that sounds right. I mean, weren't you there?
Yeah, but I don't look at the scoreboard.
45-24 is what we got on ReconAthlete.com. Shout out to Paul Rodriguez.
But yeah, I think that game is a little worrisome going into the Judson game.
Yeah.
I think you gotta. I mean, Austin High is a good team. Coach Sanders mentioned that like multiple times. That's a good offense for sure. But I think our offense there's a defensive touchdown in there. So I think for our offense not to be able to produce a little bit more, I think it's. I mean, that's a UT signee quarterback, so I mean it makes sense. But I think you want to see a little bit more dominance going into your matchup against a school like Judson. But I mean that 3-week layoff is a real beast. So maybe I think it's a good crutch to keep your optimism is to say like, okay, it was that layoff. They'll fight that off and come back strong and against Judson. A lot of mask wearing by the team.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Like,
okay. Like on the sideline.
Well, yeah, and like when they all got together to talk to coach like after the game, there was a coach just handing out like the little disposable masks. So they were all masked up over there and masked up for a bunch of their pictures and things like that. I mean, teams are, I think, just in the current climate of sports right now with so many things getting canceled, teams are not trying to cost a playoff run. Yeah.
But yeah, like you mentioned, so Vandergrift playing Judson next week.
Oh, dude.
So that's
you know that coach for Austin High, Rosenthal.
Yeah.
He's like giant.
Yeah.
So there was a play. Snoop, if you're listening, this is a good story. There was a play like late in the game. They went for it on 4th down when the score was so pretty close with about 2 minutes left. Because I mean, after this play, there was a pick six and then a long touchdown for Vandegrift. So the game was still relatively close. They missed what Austin High thought was a pass interference on the 4th down. Coach comes on the field and just yells. So he takes off his headset, throws it down on the sideline like a frisbee. Comes yelling at the ref. The ref says something like, I guess you need to get off the field or something like that. And he starts yelling at the ref, you come take me off the field. Like, you come get me off the field. And the ref's holding the football, and he grabs the football from him and just chunks it across the field. And then the very next play, he still doesn't have his headset on, so he's not calling no plays. Vandergrift runs like an 80-yard touchdown. Yeah.
Well, that's a lesson learned, right? Keep your headset on.
Yeah, and I think now he knows they're not going to get him off the field. So
yeah, I mean, how do you get Rosenthal off the field?
There's one ref that I've seen.
There's one. Okay, yeah,
pretty swole.
I think I've seen that guy. Yeah. He might be able to do it.
He might be able to do it. He's a little shorter than him though.
Yeah.
But
he's kind of like.
Yeah, he's pretty jacked. But I think it'll take you probably need to throw in like a couple down refs, maybe like a line judge in there.
Yeah,
and then
they can maybe do it.
Yeah, maybe some chain gang. You probably get those like the chains involved.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right. So Vandegrift, obviously, statewide going to be the I would think statewide going to be the underdog.
Underdog for sure.
And BJ's calling me. Should I answer it?
No.
Sorry, BJ. Zach said no. Producer Zach said we don't have time for you right now.
Yeah, we don't have
We'll
time.
call you back.
We got to get to a break.
How much chance? Let's say percentage chance does Vandergriff have to beat Judson?
So I was actually pretty optimistic.
Yeah.
Going into this game, because my college roommate coaches for Smith Valley.
Okay.
And their last game of the season, they beat Judson.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he has told me all year, like every game, we text each other back and forth, like updates and things like that, because he's like up in the box, he's been telling me all year that they're not any good. That Smith Valley is not any good. This is like their worst Smith Valley team in a long time.
Okay.
And so when he told me they beat Judson, I'm like, well, if Smith Valley and Vandergriff, I think are very, 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 very similar.
Yeah.
I'm like, if they can do it, then Vandergriff has a shot to do it. So I was like, they'll just roll Austin High, carry that momentum, look at what Smith Valley did, and possibly beat Judson. But after kind of struggling with Austin High, I think I'm losing some optimism for sure.
Okay.
I would say 40% chance.
40%. Okay. So almost 50-50.
Right.
Yeah.
So I would still call Judson a favorite.
Still call Judson a favorite. Okay. All right. So we got next week, we got Vandergriff versus Judson and Round Rock versus Steele. So basically you got two Austin area up and comers, that, I don't know. I'm like,
yeah. Do you call Round Rock up?
Yeah. I don't know. Like we call Round Rock
school ever.
Yeah. But I'm just saying like talent wise, and I don't know what they've got coming up, sophomore, junior wise. I don't know if they'll
definitely have like a.
I mean, they got to be senior heavy with. Well, I mean, Seth Ford, I feel like has been there for like 6 years.
I definitely, he was in the same class as RJ Martinez.
Yeah.
I think, I definitely think that these are like underdog, chip on their shoulder type teams.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. BJ was calling about Rosenthal.
Oh,
that's what it is.
He has a good story.
I don't know. You want me to read it? He let it big one. I'll read his comment. He said, embarrassing by Rosenthal. He's a good guy, but behavior like that. As a representative of your school, it's not a good moment. Whatever, dude. BJ's so PC, dude.
I know, right?
So PC.
BJ wouldn't have gotten him off the field.
I know.
For sure.
Whatever, dude.
Sir, you're being very embarrassing to your program right now. This is not very PC of you.
Oh, man. It's like PC principal. It's a BJ right now.
He's a principal?
I think he's a vice principal now.
Oh, nice, dude.
Somewhere. I think he got a new job. He keeps telling me he got a new job. I don't know. But congrats on the new job, BJ. So
Rosenthal, he has volleyball season tickets like a couple seats down from mine.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
He like sits in the chair. He's like all big. Like, I feel bad for the people that sit behind him.
They're like,
yeah. Because he got a big old head. It's like the size of your laptop.
Yeah. It's like you're sitting here, Rosenthal's right here. You're like,
yeah.
You got to do this.
Only it's the other way around. You're the cup and he's.
Yeah, like the whole season. That's what I'm saying. It's like, you just got to be like, dude, can you scooch down a little bit?
I know, right?
Yeah. It's like the barber when you try to sit up in the chair. They're just like, dude. Cedar Park 72, Veteran Memorial Patriots 20. Cedar Park looking like a state championship team.
Yeah, man. Putting up that many points in the first round of play. Granted, I think the Austin area is kind of blessed with our early playoff like matchups a lot of times.
Yeah.
Because it's either each other or it's like way south. And that's not the best football over there. I mean, that tweet from that kid about that kid last week where it was like he was 2 weeks away from dyeing his hair blonde and losing to a San Antonio team. That's what it is. And after they if they were to beat the San Antonio team, all they do is play an Austin team next. So
yeah, that's true.
It's a little bit of an easy path.
Yeah,
in the first couple of games for sure. Especially and in like you can kind of include that like the AISD districts too, because they haven't had a very good showing in the first rounds for a while either. That's the Austin Highs, the McCallums, the Travises, the Aikens type schools.
Yeah. I do want to say this. Stephen Angano says that Judson's lost a lot of kids to that new private school in San Antonio.
Right. Cornerstone Christian. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a good.
But I mean, they still have a running back that's got an offer from USC. They're still Judson.
Yeah.
Whether and you can kind of say the same for Steele too. They're not what we necessarily think of when we think of Steele and Judson,
right?
But it's still Steele and Judson.
Yeah.
And they were talking. There were some people talking on the sideline about where that game's going to be.
Mm-hmm. The Vandergrift game,
right? So the Judson and Roosevelt,
yeah,
game is today, so they don't know for sure who we're playing. Granted.
I mean, come on.
I mean, yeah, but every time I try to say that, I'm like, well, Round Rock wasn't supposed to beat Lake Travis, so you never know.
Okay. All right, fine.
If it's Judson, granted, I don't know
Judson.
how it would be different. It wouldn't matter who wins. They're both San Antonio teams. But they're thinking it would be in Hayes at Bob Shelton.
Oh, okay.
But
that'd be cool.
Hayes won, so if Hayes decides to flip for home and home, which is unlikely, but if they decide to do that and win, they'd have to be searched for another venue. And a lot of people wanted it to be at Texas State, but Texas State has shut down their campus.
Oh, okay.
Because of COVID.
Yeah.
So it can be at Texas State.
Yeah. And Stephen, you mentioned that Hayes game. Stephen Nangano did say Hayes with the big win. They lost. Hayes lost at the beginning of the season to Vista Ridge, 62-35. Let's see. That was at the beginning. It was a season opener. Basically, just turned that whole thing around. Hayes over Vista Ridge 38-7. Just use the run. And I'm not sure. I didn't really get to. Let's see. There we go. I was like, and I saw this score last night, and I was talking to Wes, and I was like, did Kyle Brown not play? Like, what was going on? But he was, let's see, 190 yards on 15 completions. Let's see, they only punted twice, but had an interception and a lost fumble. So
15 completions doesn't sound right.
That's what it says. Statesman. That's what it says
but you know what I'm saying? Like a Vista Ridge game where he's only throwing the ball.
Oh, you mean like it doesn't sound like yeah. Well, I mean, it sounds like from just what I'm seeing here. Let's see. Like, I mean, if it was a run game, play keep away.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's basically what you do against the Vista Ridge team, I guess, is keep the ball out of their hands. So just, that was a huge win for Hayes. So shout out to the Hayes Rebs, beating Vista Ridge last night. Dripping Springs and Georgetown playing
Hayes
today.
Plays San Antonio Johnson.
Okay.
And Cedar Park, I know you mentioned Cedar Park, plays Richmond Foster. And Richmond Foster has kind of played spoiler to some Austin teams.
That is they are an Austin area killer.
Mm-hmm.
Foster has since, I don't know.
Dripping Springs knows very
Dripping
well.
Springs knows them. I think Georgetown knows them. Many teams throughout, I guess, my coverage time since 2010 have run into Foster, the Foster Falcons. Shout out to Tracy Sansone.
They have cool helmets.
Shout out to, she used to work with us. Remember Tracy? She used to answer the phones.
Yeah. She went to Richmond Foster.
Yeah, she went to Foster.
Wow.
Yeah, she went to Foster. She was a Foster Falcon, and she used to always be like, "Yay, Foster!" And I'd be like, "No, they beat us."
Yeah.
And she'd be like, "Oh, okay." She's like, "But yay, Foster!" Shout out to CD Lamb. He went to Foster.
CD Lamb went to Richmond Foster. Dang.
Yeah.
I wonder if he was on any of those teams that beat some Austin.
I'm sure he was. Yeah.
Huh.
I'm sure he was.
I wonder.
Yeah. And he went to OU, of course. Just like all the other, great football players out of Texas.
7 years ago. He was in high school. 7 or 8 years ago.
Probably, yeah.
So that's like 2012?
Maybe. You may look it up?
No, it's all right. It's not that big deal. No.
Okay. All right. But I'm just saying. CD Lamb, that's the home of CD Lamb.
So it's going to be a tough game for Cedar Park for sure.
But back to
and it's getting to the point. This is a point I always make to people is people that think these Austin area schools are so good or their school is so good. Like, you have to remember that however you're talking about your team, someone in Dallas, someone in Houston, someone in wherever is talking the same way about their team, and there gets to a point in the playoffs, like there's Austin High fans that were like, I don't think we'll win. There was like Travis, maybe not like Travis fans, but there's fans in the first round of schools in the first round that are not sure about their team in the playoffs. But once you get to the second, third, fourth round, all those teams are that to their fans, they're the best team they've ever seen. You know, so and that's similar to Richmond Foster's. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah. So it looks like this is Max Preps. That looks weird. Look weird.
Maybe they changed their aesthetic a little bit.
Yeah, they did. So it looks like Foster's got a couple of losses on the season. They've got one to Manville, which,
everybody loses to Manville.
66-28, and then they lost their last week game against Klein Kane.
New school. Brand new.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, who the heck is that? 56-24.
I have a friend that coaches volleyball there. Look at their logo. It's kind of ugly. I feel like they could have done.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it looks kind of weird.
Yeah.
Are they like a hurricane?
Yeah.
The Kane Hurricanes?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Foster beat.
Told them they should have done like the Kansas City Chiefs logo.
Oh, yeah.
And that would have been cooler.
Foster beat Goose Creek Memorial 49-7 on Thursday night, and they're going to be playing. They're showing here that they're going to be playing Thursday against Cedar Park. I don't know. I haven't seen that. That's on Max Preps.
They're playing Cedar Park Foster, right?
Yeah. That's what they're showing there on Max Preps. So, not sure. But yeah, I mean, over the years, man, like you said, Foster Falcons have been the Central Texas killers. So see if Cedar Park can get that trend going the other way. Shout out to Pflugerville, man. They lost to the Canyon Cougars 20-17 last night, but Thursday. Thursday. Yeah. Okay. But I'll tell you what, Coach Taylor got them going in the right direction out there. Hendrickson Hawks 74, Seguin Matador 70.
I think I read. So I want to find it. I want to find this stat eventually. I heard at halftime they had like 500 total yards of offense.
Well, on their own, Hendrickson?
No, like combined.
Oh, combined.
So like, what is the number after the game?
Oh, I don't know. You mean to see if
has there ever been 1,000 yards of total offense in a game?
I'm sure. Yeah, especially at high school level.
Yeah, there's like I saw that there was 15 lead changes.
Yeah,
and I was talking to a friend of mine that I went to school with. We're like, man, Coach Killen was probably so pissed. It's probably so much cussing. But when does it get to the point where after you give up a score on defense, do you stop getting mad at the defense and then start just saying, okay, offense, let's go score again? I
mean, that's pretty much what they did last night.
But I wonder when it gets to that point. 50 maybe? 40?
Where you're just like,
when do you stop getting mad at your defense?
I mean, yeah, I would say 40. I don't know. At some point, I don't know. Yeah.
And that's a bummer for Seguin because that game was so fun until they lost.
Yeah. And I think it was the only time that they scored or that that Hendrickson stopped them was the very last drive. Because Seguin was driving. Like they had the ball last. And now this is the type of game where like, people always say that old cliche, like, oh, well, this is the type of game where you get whoever has the ball last is going to win. Mm-hmm. So Seguin had the ball last and Hendrickson was able to step up and stop him.
Saw the Seguin running back had 6 touchdowns. Yeah, so who had him on their fantasy team?
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah.
It doesn't say in the article.
Yeah,
because they're still calculating.
There's so many yards. But the Hawks, do get the win over Seguin.
Break out the TI-87. It doesn't fit on their phone calculator. They bring out the scientific calculator.
Yeah, I like it. That's a good reference there. Westlake dominant over Cedar Ridge last night. They move on. They were on KBVO, so I watched a little bit up there while I was at the restaurant. They beat Cedar Ridge 57-14.
I think that's cool that y'all put that game on. That y'all put the high school games on.
I mean, I do.
That's cool though.
Yeah.
I guarantee you go to any other sports bar and.
Oh heck no! Yeah, nobody would be putting on KBVO
games. They would show the 1987 tennis rematch on ESPNU before they would show.
And I tell you what, I would do that throughout this this fall on Thursday nights in the KBVO games. And especially if there wasn't like something going on, like other than the NFL game. So like outside, a lot of times we have in the back patio. We have 2 TVs that are pretty visible. So I'd put the NFL game on one and then the high school game on the other, and people would be like, kind of watching the high school game.
Yeah,
like what's going on?
I wonder next year y'all should advertise that.
Come
that y'all are going to be showing.
Can we watching the KBVO game of the week?
Yeah. Come watch some high school football and buy alcohol.
Yeah, we should. That'd be cool.
Manville is going to play. Manville won 63-0 over Beaumont Union, and they will play the winner of Georgetown Dripping Springs today.
Really?
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
So Henderson plays Fort Bend Hightower, who says they're 4-4. Maybe some COVID.
Maybe.
Oh, then that Fort Bend school. Look at their logo.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Looks like Hawaii.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Hawaii. Shout out to Liberty Hill Panthers. They.
I wonder if they're legit.
Yeah,
that's another.
Well, I mean,
tea or whatever.
Yeah, and they they've got a lot to play for right now. They lost their head coach Jeff Walker to cancer, and a lot of these kids dedicated this opener to his memory, and they go out and win a shut out Glenn 51-0. So they're 9-0. They're going to play Bernie Champion next week. That's going to be that'll be a tough test. Champion Chargers always a good team, but Liberty Hill's riding high right now. So we'll see how far they can get. Big, I mean that's huge. Anytime you get a shutout is huge, but doing it in the playoffs, I think it adds a little bit more, to what that means. What the heck? Oh, yeah, BJ's he's really on this Rosenthal thing.
Oh, he's still talking about it?
Yeah, he said coaches cussing and yelling at officials at the high school level is childish and just stupid. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes these guys maybe not Coach Rosenthal, but sometimes these guys jobs are on the line.
Yeah.
I mean.
Well, hasn't he I thought he was gonna leave Austin High 5 years ago.
It's always been.
Hasn't he always said that he's gonna retire or something?
I don't know. It's always been on the cards, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a pretty good job though, Austin High.
Yeah, and I wonder if he said that and then someone told him about Charles Wright in the pipeline,
and he was like, no. Well, then maybe he saw Charles Wright.
Yeah.
Okay, Eastview 49, McCallum 14, Rouse. In the Battle of the Raiders, Rouse Raiders 62, Northeast Raiders 0. And then we mentioned earlier Marble Falls 27, Brenham Cubs 24. And we mentioned, and that's all the high school football. Oh, Carthage over Wimberley 38-7. And of course, we mentioned earlier Lindale over LBJ 31-28. Man, last second field goal.
Was that 24 unanswered in the second half?
Yeah, I know. That's what Angiano said. Stephen Angiano, shout out to Stephen. He was saying that LBJ, let's see, 28-7 halftime lead.
Yeah.
And, coaching.
Yeah.
That's all on the coaches right there. I mean,
you're up.
Yeah, you got to finish, dude. 2 special teams touchdowns on the second half for Lindale. Says here, Jamal Fenner, head coach, quote, "We were in position to win, and maybe me being so aggressive put us in a bad position at the end of the game. The kids played hard and played their hearts out. This is all on me." He says, "This is all on Coach Fenner, and I will take that." He's referring to himself in the third person there. Okay. I guess, man. I mean, you get shut out in the second half. So, I mean, yeah, 2 special teams touchdowns, okay, but you get shut out in the second half completely. That means other coaching staff made adjustments. Your coaching staff, no adjustments.
Right.
You know, like you're just we're up 28-7. We got this. You know, that was ego taking over. You know, that was ego saying, "Oh, well, there's no way. You know, we were expected to roll in this game, and we're rolling in this game, and so we're just gonna roll into the state championship until you're not." So, sorry, I know, and you know, I know they got to be disappointed at LBJ. I know they are. So that's the end of their state championship run. I do got a shout out to Texas School for the Deaf. They were in the TAPS 6-man Division I state title, and they won.
Yeah, pretty awesome. I saw they were like on USA Today and stuff.
Oh, were they really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. So shout out to the Texas School for the Deaf. Because of pandemic and whatnot, they didn't have like the same enrollment and participation, so they moved down to 6-man.
Yeah, is that allowed though? Like if Lake Travis just didn't have enough people, could they compete in 6-man?
Probably not. But I don't know. Maybe. I think
Lake Travis is pretty good at 7-on-7.
I think that's. I think that's maybe an extreme example. We can't say like Lake Travis. So you'd have to go like lower, like New Tech, or like a 3A school or a 2A school around here.
They
like
probably lose to School of the Deaf.
You don't. Come on, bro. Don't be that way. Don't be that way. Shout out to Emo's on the watch party. He says he's of course mentioning the Dolphins, of course.
We're not even talking about NFL.
Well, I know. He's just.
Is there like a high school that has the Dolphins?
I know. Shout out to Steven Angiano. He said Liberty Hill should be in the same district as Cedar Park. Could be here in a couple of years.
Yeah, but isn't Cedar Park D1 or no? Or Cedar Park's D2?
I don't know.
I think they're D1.
D1. Let me look. They are Cedar Park is D1. 5A. Yeah, they're D1.
Yeah, and Dripping Springs just came up from 4A, so they're not going to go directly into because the districts in 5A are predetermined D1, D2. So every school in Cedar Park's district is 5A D1. So Dripping Springs wouldn't go from 4A to 5A D1 unless there's like open like a Tesla plant in Liberty Hill.
Well, we just got Oracle's going to bring their
to Liberty Hill,
not to Liberty Hill, but to Austin. Oracle's going to bring their corporate headquarters to Austin.
Is there already an Oracle thing?
I mean, there is, but like their corporate headquarters that are in Silicon Valley.
What is Oracle?
It's a software company. I think they're like the second biggest software company in the world.
Work for them.
You could eventually, yeah. But yeah, they're about to move here too. Anybody to say? I think that's pretty much it for Central Texas high school football. I think that's the most time we spent on high school football this whole season. Steven says, when you go third person, are you crazy? No, I don't know.
Well, you got to be crazy to give up a lead like that. So maybe.
All right, Recon Athlete, episode 129. Chris Sanchez, Zach Luceto. Shout out to everybody on the watch party. Shout out to Steven Angiano. Shout out to Emo, BJ, Wes. Paul Partita was on here too. I got a shout out to my buddy Warren. We used to work together over at Intercom. He was a promotions director over for the Beat. He came by the restaurant last night, him and his wife. I hadn't seen him in years, but it was good to see him come by and say what's up to us. I did want to get Zach. I want to get your take on Longhorns season.
Lindale Argyle for the 4A D1 state championship.
Go Lindale.
That would have been an interesting matchup. LBJ and Argyle. That's some pretty different demographics.
Yeah,
over there.
Yeah. Longhorns done with the season. Question. Should Sam Ehlinger come back next year?
I feel like his draft stock probably went down.
I think so too.
So I mean,
and I mentioned at the beginning of the show in my little monologue, whatever you want to call it, that they're comparing him to Tim Tebow. It's like,
okay, so I was
you don't
talking
want,
about
I'm sorry, you don't want scouts comparing you to Tim Tebow, right?
my
Come on.
you know what? So I was talking to someone about this. I wanted to get this this big like canvas picture blown up. This like cool picture I found of Tim Tebow.
Okay.
And I was like, I like Tim Tebow. I think it was after people started comparing Sam Ehlinger to Tim Tebow that I realized how good Tim Tebow was.
Okay.
Because
he was a great
because I started to realize how
quarterback.
not Tim Tebow Sam Ehlinger is. You know?
Okay. Fair enough.
And
Tim Tebow, I mean, didn't he win a national championship? I mean, come on.
right. And I mean, he won a playoff game in the NFL. Like it.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't think I can't see Sam Ehlinger winning a playoff game in the NFL.
I don't know.
You know?
No. I just don't see him. I just don't see Sam in NFL right now. You know?
Yeah.
I just think the way the NFL is going.
I mean, Brandon Whedon came out of college at 35 and he got drafted in the first round. So maybe that's what Sam Ehlinger needs to do.
Yeah. One more year. One more year.
But at the same time,
one more
like,
year.
Is it just time to move on?
It could be.
Because what is the trickle down effect to your
Recruiting
and
development.
And, what's the word?
We don't develop our quarterbacks anyway, so that doesn't really matter.
What's the word for like when people leave every year?
Turnover?
No.
Transfer?
No.
Graduate?
No, it's like a smart people word for like when people like leave. Oh dang it, I can't remember. But like what does that do to that word? If Sam stays, like who leaves?
You mean who get like as far as underclassmen?
Well, as far as other quarterbacks on the roster.
Well, I mean, I thought Jaquindon Jackson was going to be out anyways, right? But now he's going to stay apparently.
I don't think I don't know. Has he said that?
At the beginning of the year, it seemed like he was going to. Seemed like he was going to get in the transfer portal.
Yeah, and so like, does
there
he
was
leave?
rumors.
Does Casey Thompson leave?
Well, Casey Thompson's going to be the heir apparent.
Well, he's not the heir apparent if Sam stays again.
Well, that's true. So,
he's going to be the longest tenured heir apparent.
Casey Thompson is going to be would be the favorite. If Sam goes, Casey Thompson would be the favorite. Then you got Hudson Card, Jaquindon Jackson. Then you got, of course, Charles Wright coming in, from Austin High. So, I mean, I guess out of those,
it's time to move on.
I mean, yeah. So out of those quarterbacks, let's say Sam does say, okay, I'm going to go to the NFL or try to go to the NFL. Do you expect, let's see. Steven and BJ both say that Sam can throw better than Tebow. Let's see. Attrition? You talking about attrition?
Yes.
Thanks, Steven.
Yes.
Steven.
Nice, Steven. Yes. Attrition.
That's funny. Yeah. Thanks for the word.
I described it good, right?
I guess. I don't know.
I guess on the first try.
Yeah, he was like trying to, was helping us out there. But yeah, BJ and Steven both said that Sam is a better passer than Tebow.
But Tim Tebow was a better. I'd still say Tim Tebow was a better quarterback.
He was a better college quarterback.
Yeah,
overall, because he could do the Tebow pass. Better leader for sure. I just think. Okay, Sam does go. Let's say Sam does go. Does he get drafted, or is he an undrafted?
I think
he gets signed. I don't expect him to get drafted. I don't expect him to get drafted. I mean, if he does,
everybody gets drafted.
Yeah, I don't. Do you think he would though?
Do you think
like
Sam Ehlinger coming out this year was better than Jake Fromm coming out last year?
No.
No? Jake Fromm was better?
Yeah. I just don't. I mean, Sam still at this point in his career, he still misses open receivers. He still overthrows. A lot of overthrows or underthrows. Underthrows, of course, are better than overthrows. But I mean, I just don't see Sam I don't see him. I don't see him get drafted at all. And Steven agrees. He says undrafted, then it goes to New Orleans. see, BJ says Sam is predicted to be a 4th-round pick.
And I think what was Jake Fromm?
I mean, what team is going to waste a 4th-round pick on Sam Ehlinger? I mean, that's just.
I think Jake Fromm and
it.
Sam Ehlinger's college path has been very, very similar.
Unless NFL and NFL scouts and BJ the scout sees that the Longhorns don't develop their quarterbacks and they say, hey, you know what? He's got the tools. If we get him in here, we can develop him and make him a better quarterback, despite what, the Longhorns
Tyrone
did.
Swoops got drafted, didn't he?
Besides what the Longhorns did, I don't know. Besides what the Longhorns did to ruin him. Steven says New England would pick Sam. Let's see. Shout out Wes. He gets on the watch party. He says Hogs are shocking the nation today. Okay.
Who are they playing?
Alabama.
Oh.
I think they're playing right now. Alabama's
That's Roanoke versus Lake Travis right there.
Alabama's 32-point favorite, and it's tied 3-3 right now in the first quarter. 6 minutes and 47 seconds left. Let's see. Wes says he would take Sam over Dalton's trash ass. Wes hates Andy Dalton. I don't know why. He's got something against gingers.
I feel like Andy Dalton's a likable guy.
I feel like Andy Dalton's not that bad. I'm not saying he's good. I'm just saying he's not as bad as Wes thinks. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, he's got it. And we'll talk about it maybe a little bit later. But he's got his revenge game tomorrow against Cincinnati. It's a noon o'clock game. BJ says he's not a scout. I just Googled it.
Yeah, dude. Why are you attacking BJ, dude? He's not.
No, I'm just saying BJ. No, but BJ, he knows his football. He knows his football. That's what I'm saying. I'm not. That wasn't a. I wasn't being facetious about it. I was being serious. Like BJ, he knows his football.
I think Sam gets drafted.
I mean,
everybody gets drafted.
Everybody gets drafted.
Every quarterback gets drafted.
I guess, man. I could see Sam going undrafted. I really could. I really, really could. Somebody just signing him undrafted free agent. So I don't know. All right. So Sam leaves. Casey Thompson, next quarterback next year.
No.
Hudson Card. Over Jaquindon.
Yeah. And then Jaquindon leaves and wins a Heisman for Oklahoma.
Yeah. Yeah.
People are going to start blocking Oklahoma. People are going to start telling their transfers you can go anywhere you want.
You can go anywhere except for OU. Yeah. All right. Longhorns. Are we done with the Longhorns? I was going to ask you about. So I asked about Sam. Oh, Coach Herman staying. COVID saving his job.
Have you seen all this stuff about Urban Meyer?
I've seen stuff where he's definitely not coming. I've seen stuff where he.
Have you seen the thing where he's like saying that he's not coming because he is coming?
No, I haven't seen that one.
There's like this big, huge article where some inside source is saying that Urban Meyer is saying he's not coming out of respect for Ohio State and the coaching staff over there.
Mm.
And if he commits to this job now, he doesn't want coaches to start thinking about their jobs in Ohio State. So he doesn't want to start taking coaches from a program that's still playing. So he's saying no now so that it's not in the news and it's not distracting anybody now, but he's still in talks with Texas, working it out so that once the season is over, he can say yes and then start assembling his coaching staff.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. I guess.
It's so crazy. Like, how do people know that? Like, someone told you that, Like,
I mean, I don't know, man. I really think that. I mean, I kind of think that COVID might have saved Herman's job, and I think, and like I said, I've been saying this over the past couple weeks. You either get Urban or you don't get anybody if you're Texas.
mm-hmm.
Right now, especially with the COVID season, I don't see a whole lot of fans getting upset if Herman comes back in 21. I wouldn't want that to happen as a Longhorn fan. I'd like to move on from Tom Herman at this point, but I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it. I wouldn't expect anything though. I wouldn't expect a Big 12 championship. I wouldn't expect a win over Oklahoma. I wouldn't expect, definitely not without those two. I wouldn't expect a college football playoff. I would expect if they were to play a full season, I would expect an 8-4 season and a bowl win. That'd be like my highest expectations of Tom Herman and this Longhorns team in 2021. So, yeah, that'd be it. Let's see. Steven says he wouldn't renew if Herman comes back.
Wouldn't renew his tickets?
Yeah.
He has tickets?
I think he's got season tickets. Yeah.
Are they good seats?
I don't know. Oh, that's a good take there. BJ says Urban would want Sam to come back. I like that, BJ.
But do you want him to come back or do you want to start fresh?
If you're Urban?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, BJ thinks did he want Sam?
Maybe that's the best way for Jaquindon Jackson to get in there is if Urban Meyer's the head coach.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that kind of fits what
he's,
Ohio State has done.
What has that done over the years?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's true. But yeah, it's to me, it's like, don't mess with, any of the other coaches that's been, associated with the Longhorns. People are talking James Franklin, people talking about the dude from Oregon, Matt Campbell. Let's see.
I don't want Franklin. I don't want Campbell.
Steven says he's poor. Steven says I'm poor. I'm in section 15.
Oh, yeah, I don't know where that is. My seats used to be. I used to lean my back against the lights. Where my seats used to be.
Yeah, up at the top where Snoop goes. What are you doing? What are you doing, dude? And I agree, Steven. It is Urban or bust when it comes to getting rid of Tom Herman. If Tom Herman comes back, wouldn't be mad. Wouldn't be excited. Just figure it'd be another ho-hum season.
This one's starting to float around social media now.
What are we doing?
And I'm just going to go verbatim here.
Who is
What
this?
I'm being told is that Urban Meyer is not actually off the table.
Who is this?
The
Okay.
ideal
It's on the horn.
situation
The horn.
has actually evolved as follows.
Are we gonna get sued?
Hiring Urban before National Signing Day 1 without any of his people was not going to accomplish anything to improve the signing class and might actually hurt it.
I don't think that's true.
Urban cares deeply about the Ohio State staff members he covets and Ohio State, and in particular his son-in-law. And as a result, he was unwilling to attempt to hire anyone while Ohio State is still in contention for a championship. Gotcha. 3. Additionally, even accepting the job now would adversely impact the Ohio State locker room with speculation from within and outside. And 4, Urban would like to fulfill his obligations with Fox without the Texas job interfering. Okay, that one kind of makes me roll my eyes.
That's from Matt Leinart, right? The last one was from Matt Leinart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As a result, it was decided Texas and Meyer would quietly provide cover for the process, leaking that it's over,
Who are we
and
listening
that
to?
Herman will return as coach until after January 11, 2021, at which time Texas can, quote, reapproach Urban, and he can reconsider his decision not to accept the job.
Who are we listening to?
I don't know why that bothered you so much, Paul.
No, I'm just saying who are we listening to.
It was
just so we can give credit.
It was it's not they didn't come up with it. It was an article on social media that I just couldn't find.
Oh.
But that was Chad and Trey.
Okay, cool.
For on the horn.
Yeah.
But they were quoting an article that I had read on social media.
No, I wasn't getting upset. I was just like, who are we listening to? So we give them credit.
So basically,
Yeah.
the conspiracy is
Conspiracy.
that, and it's so stupid, that Texas and Urban Meyer have decided to pretend that he's off the table so that he can stay on the table.
Okay.
Because Urban Meyer, because of all these reasons that Urban Meyer is saying he didn't want to take the job right now and have it be in the media that he's thinking about it. So they're leaking to the media that he's not going to take the job, but he's really might take the job. Yeah, it's so stupid.
All right. Shout out to James.
And that's so crazy because and this is all off of a social media article.
Yeah.
It's like we could have made that.
Yeah.
Recon Sports reports that Urban Meyer is actually considering Texas, but pretending to not consider Texas.
Yeah.
And then they'd be talking about it on local news.
Yeah. Shout out to James getting on the watch party. He says recruiting will suffer again if Tommy comes back. CDC has to make a move. Then Stephen is reacting to what we were talking or what you were playing from was it Chad and Trey?
Yeah.
Chad who?
Hastings.
Chad Hastings and
Trey Elling.
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't. But outside of Craig Way and the Jeff Howe and Snoop Daniels show, I don't really listen to the horn. Steven says Urban main coaches are operations people and his son-in-law is the quarterback's coach. So BJ says there's no conspiracy, just that they were still talking. I mean, yeah. I mean, of course they're still talking. I don't think.
But the conspiracy is that all of the things in the media that I've said, because there was things in the media that said Urban Meyer has said no to the job,
right?
And the conspiracy is that was fake.
Okay. Well, and that's the thing. I mean,
to provide cover for the fact that they're still talking, like BJ said.
Yeah, but I think, and all these conspiracies aside, the main reason why Urban Meyer left coaching was his health. I mean, I remember watching him on the sidelines. I think one of his last games, the dude just didn't look right. I mean, like he just, they were, I guess he had a mini stroke or a stroke at some point.
Hugh Freeze was sick, and Liberty's one of the best teams.
He just, but I'm just saying, like, he just, he was going through a lot. There was a lot of stuff that was on his mind. I mean, honestly, like as a person that used to, that at one point in my life suffered from like really bad panic attacks, he looked like he was having panic attack, like on the sideline, like he was just like blank faced, he didn't look like he was, but I mean, you can just tell on the inside, like he was just like, he wasn't there. Mm-hmm. When you're in the middle of something like that, you're not involved in what you're going on, in your environment. So I just feel like, he wasn't there. So if he's there mentally and if he's okay, health wise, I think this is a perfect job for him, and I think because everybody wants to come to Austin, everybody wants to live here.
Yeah,
and
come on, start a company.
I mean, we got, like I said, we mentioned Oracle.
Come out with some barbecue rubs or something.
Yeah. And then I was going to mention this too.
Like IPA, Urban Meyer
puts
IPA.
it on here.
Carry that revelry.
Steven says on there that Urban was mentioning the situation has to be perfect. It is perfect here.
I think that'd be pretty interesting too for like with all that stuff that happened at Ohio State that kind of caused Urban Meyer to leave.
Yeah.
To be replacing someone that was like cited in that ordeal.
Yeah. And I just think that, I think Tom Herman just wasn't a good fit. I mean, honestly, like as bad as Texas was and as bad as that Kansas loss was for Texas under Charlie Strong, I think maybe a couple more years of Charlie Strong, they would have turned it around. But yeah, Charlie was dead in the water. He was a lame duck as soon as he got here. Shout out to John Paul getting on the watch party. He says the old bait and switch. That's what Urban's trying to do right now. Saying he's not going to take the job, but then takes the job.
Yeah, secretly still in discussion. That's so stupid. Like,
and
that's so like.
And then
like secret agent, like
yeah.
I need your people to leak to the media. Like, do they send it in like a classified envelope to KXAN?
They're like,
it was like you open the envelope and it was just one little piece of paper that says Urban says no.
It's gonna say he's like,
anonymous.
go to a reporter you trust and
tell him I'm not taking.
Tell him, yeah.
But then after you do that, call me from this payphone and we'll talk about what I want to
ask him to. They can ask me to confirm and I won't confirm it. Like,
but I'm really confirming.
But I'm confirming that I'm not taking the job.
But I'm not taking it. But I'm considering taking it. But tell them that I'm not going to take it, so that I can take it.
I'm not taking the job.
Well, like Alexa,
I think she's off.
Alexa,
no, she's on.
Is Urban Meyer going to be the coach of Texas? Oh no! See, Urban Meyer said, if Alexa gets asked if I'm going to be the head coach, it's going to turn off.
Alexa, are you on?
I am connected to the internet. By the way, if you have a few minutes, I can show you a few things I can do. Should we start now?
No. Yeah.
See, Urban Meyer talked to Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos is in on the conspiracy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want any of your Alexas to even answer questions about me coming to Texas because I might come to Texas.
All right. We'll see. All right. Recon Athlete, episode 129. Chris Sanchez, Zach Lucero. Shout out to Paul Rodriguez. He doesn't get on our watch party anymore. Miss you, Paul. Shout out to Snoop Daniel. I think he's probably at work. I haven't seen him on the watch party either. Hope he's okay. Wasn't home when I got here.
He's supposed to be going to Georgetown Drippy Springs today.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he might be working on some videos. I know he's probably working on Westlake. Might be working on that Lake Travis video. NFL. Mañana. Noon o'clock games. Houston Texans, Chicago Bears. David Johnson out for the Texans. I'm considering starting Duke Johnson. I loved having a conversation with BJ this morning. The best conversations are with BJ are when you're playing against him and he's giving you advice on who you should start against him. I love those. He's like, well, maybe you shouldn't start this guy. You should start this other guy. I'm like, all right, BJ, I'm playing you in the first round of the playoffs.
We're in the playoffs in our league.
In our league, yeah.
Oh dang!
I think you have a bye.
Oh really?
Yeah. You haven't even looked. Do you set your lineup at least?
I don't make any. I haven't made any additions. I don't think. I just change around who I'm starting.
You just okay. All right.
And I got a bye?
I believe you do.
Wow. Go me.
Go look.
Here. Wes, I'll sell you my team.
Let's see. I'm playing Wes in the Recon Fantasy League. First round. I'm gonna see where you're at. Current matchup. Yeah. Where the heck? League. Sorry, y'all. I know this is boring for all of y'all. Go to the scoreboard. So Recon Fantasy League update. Let's see. It's going to be me versus Wes, and then
it's not boring because everybody on the watch party is in our league.
Yeah, it's Kalunga and James Santa Cruz. Let's go to the playoff bracket, and it looks like, come on, man. Yeah, you and BJ. Are you F-It mask off?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You're first in the East Division. So you get a bye. So you're going to play the winner of Kalunga and James.
Shout out James.
Then BJ will play the winner of me and Wes. So
I hope you win, dude.
Me too, man.
I think it'd be cool for one of us to win the Kreitz gift cards so we can have like a barbecue party.
I know. I think it'd be cool if I was able to beat BJ back-to-back playoffs. I don't know. He made a bunch of one-sided trades this year in both leagues, so it's going to be tough for me. Also, Cowboys versus Bengals. Wes's favorite quarterback, Andy Dalton, with the revenge game tomorrow. Cowboys are 3-point favorite. And I didn't mention Texans 1.5 favorite over the Bears also. Cowboys 3-point favorite. They're at the Bengals. Of course, the Bungles having quarterback issues of their own. Line on this one, 42.5, so not expecting a whole lot of points. I do have Zeke Elliott going against BJ in the other league, so hopefully Zeke can get that rolling for us. Let's see. Gotta get back there. Close these things. Kansas City Chiefs and the Dolphins. Shout out to Emo. Let's see. The Chiefs are a 7-point favorite. Whole touchdown and extra point. BJ was going to start Gaskin or Jonathan Taylor. I told him to start Jonathan Taylor. And we'll see what the Dolphins what they're able to do against Patrick Mahomes. Also tomorrow, the Cardinals and the Giants. Cardinals a 2.5-point favorite. The over-under is 46. I did pick up the Giants defense to play against the Cardinals. I've been streaming defenses in my other league. I'm kind of reconsidering that, though. Also at the noon, Minnesota and Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay 6.5-point favorite. 52.5. They're expecting some points in this game for the Bucks and the Vikings. Broncos, Panthers, both 4-8. Panthers a 3-point favorite. Christian McCaffrey not expected to play. That's who I was gonna start Mike Davis against BJ tomorrow. So I don't know. BJ was trying to convince me not to. Tennessee, Jacksonville. Tennessee's a 7.5-point favorite. Over under it's a 52. I'm hoping AJ Brown has a good game. I actually looked for Corey Davis in that league as well, but we have a 14 team, so he wasn't available. I think Corey Davis might have a good game. 3 o'clock games tomorrow. Colts and the Raiders. Colts a 3-point favorite. I think I'm considering Phillip Rivers over Lamar Jackson. What do you think?
Yeah, dude, do it.
So
just listen to your heart, dude.
Listen to you. Only because, and the only reason why I'm saying that is because the over-under in the Colts-Raiders game is 52. And that's one of the highest point expectations out of Vegas. So I think it is 52.5 is the highest with the Vikings and the Bucks. So Vegas is expecting a lot of points in the Titans, or in the Colts-Raiders matchup, and the Titans-Jaguars matchup as well. Both of them are 52 over-unders. So I might start Phillip Rivers. Although I do like to have that quarterback playing Monday night. Just to have that last second chance. Because the Colts Raiders play. I don't know. I guess I'll have a chance. I'll see where I'm at about 2:30 tomorrow, because the Colts and Raiders play at 3 o'clock. We got Jets and Seahawks. Seahawks 2 touchdown favorites, 14-point favorite over the Jets. The Jets trying to be I think it was the second team in history, maybe second team in history to be 0-16. They're 0-12 right now.
I think if you go 0 whatever, you should get like an extra something.
An extra draft pick?
Yeah.
Maybe. Your Green Bay Packers playing Detroit Lions
or
tomorrow.
You should host the draft.
Yeah. Green Bay's 8.5-point favorite. 55. That's going to be the highest point total expectancy of the week. Green Bay and Detroit. So the 8.5-point favorites, Green Bay, 55 over under. I mean,
that's on at the 3 o'clock game.
Yeah.
And is that Saints game underneath it also at 3 o'clock?
It is. Saints and the Eagles.
Saints game's probably going to be on TV, not the Packers one.
Probably. Yeah, Saints Eagles at 3:25. Falcons Chargers at 3:25. Wes says let's go Bengals. Yeah, that's got a lot of us Cowboys fans going for the other team, trying to get that draft pick as high as possible. Falcons Chargers 3:25 as well. Falcons a 2-point favorite. There's a lot of 3:25 games. Well, and then we got the football team versus the 49ers. 49ers 3-point favorite. Tomorrow night, Steelers at Bills. Bills are a 2-point favorite at home.
I like that game. I think it should be a good game.
The 11-1 Steelers are underdogs to the Buffalo Bills on the road. And then Monday night, of course, Ravens Browns. Ravens only a 2.5-point favorite in that game. Although the Browns are, means Baker Mayfield legit.
I mean, I think he just.
Or you think
does
it's
enough,
it's just a running game?
I think he just does enough. That's all you have to do.
When you got Nick Chubb and Lamar Hunt in the backfield.
Lamar Hunt, yeah. Kareem Hunt. Sorry, Lamar Hunt. Kareem Hunt.
When you got those guys in the back, that was Paul Rodriguez right there. When you got those two guys in the backfield, all you got to do is turn around and give them the ball. And then throw it to Jarvis. So
he hasn't thrown a pick since Odell Beckham went out.
And do you think that's because he was trying too hard to get it to
Probably,
OBJ?
huh?
Trying to force it? Could be. And then hopefully, was it Austin Hooper is tight end? I got to look.
And David Njoku.
Yeah. Because I think I got Hooper in one of these leagues.
Does David Njoku still play for them? I don't know.
Possibly. Longhorns basketball playing tomorrow, 2 o'clock.
Tomorrow? Is that today?
This is 2 o'clock tomorrow.
Oh.
I was talking about that when you walked in. Thoughts on the Longhorn? Have you been watching Longhorn basketball? Am I boring you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your voice sucks. I watched most of that Villanova game.
My voice is better than yours.
And they look good, man. They look good. They're fun. But I mean, I just, it's so similar to how people have talked about Texas basketball in the past. It doesn't, like, it's eerily similar. So I don't know. We'll see it when we see it. If they play Baylor competitive, maybe it's different. I don't know.
Okay.
It's so early. It's so early in college basketball.
Still early. Do you want to do our? I want to pull it up an hour and a half here.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know how we went so long.
We were talking a lot of high school,
Yeah.
and then that's this Longhorn football talk. Album
Is
review.
it Triple G fighting next week? Or so?
No. I don't know. That's an interesting other topic as assigned, Stephen. I'll bring that up here in a little bit. Album review. You want to do the album review?
Yeah.
Real quick?
Yeah, go change into your Cholo outfit.
Nah, bro. So Zach may be...
Hold on. Talk about something else real quick.
Okay. Let's talk about something else real quick. Steven's other topic as a sign. He's asking if we saw the Volvo car subscription program where you get a car, maintenance, insurance, and 1,250 miles a month. I think I heard about something about that. Then there's also this other thing where you can rent your car out while you're on business. Like if you're a business, like if you travel a lot. When did that get? Triple G versus who? Sarah Meta, Friday, December 18th. Huh. I didn't know.
Dude, I know my
No
boxing,
clue.
dude. I know my boxing, dude. Come on,
bro. I can't believe I missed that.
Are you gonna watch?
No, I don't know. I think Triple G's. I don't know.
Over the hill?
Yeah, I think he's done.
You think he should fight Logan Paul next?
No, bro. No.
No,
Nobody should fight Logan Paul.
Do you know?
Or Jake
do you know
Paul,
who Chael Sonnen is?
or DJ Paul, or no, they shouldn't.
Paul Wall. What about Paul Wall?
Nobody should fight. Paul Rodriguez.
What about Sean Paul?
Paul Partita? They shouldn't fight Sean Paul.
I think Sean Paul and Paul Wall should fight.
Okay.
I might buy that one.
Yeah. Or any kind of Pauls. Have you heard DJ Paul's new album? It's pretty good.
But do you know who Chael Sonnen is?
Yeah.
He has like these little videos he does on YouTube where he talks about just stuff in combat sports, and he was talking about how it's a bummer to see Mayweather do this thing against Logan Paul, because that means that we're done seeing Mayweather in competitive boxing. Because there's no way you could come back from that. You know what I mean?
It's just a cash grab, man. That's all it is.
And so, like, if anybody else does something like this, it's officially ending their professional career,
So,
I'd say.
Okay.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah. So which Paul is he supposed to fight?
Logan Paul, the older one.
Okay.
Not the one.
Not the one that just fought.
Correct.
Okay. Is that happening?
What?
Is that fight really happening?
Yeah, it's already on sale for pay-per-view.
It really is?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you interested? Are you watching that?
And I'll probably try to see somebody illegally doing it on Facebook Live or something.
I have no interest in that at all. I had almost no interest in him and McGregor. Like I just thought that was so stupid.
Well, they just keep talking about
so
how
dumb. It's just so dumb.
So both of these dudes are keep saying that they're professional boxers. Like that's what they're doing now. They're not content creators anymore. They're professional boxers.
They're not professional boxers.
But they keep calling out people that are not in their weight class.
I didn't watch them, but they are not I watched a little bit from what I saw. They train. They're not professional boxers. They train like I train. They know how to move around a ring and throw punches. And if you go against somebody that doesn't know any of that, like Nate Robinson, that only hasn't trained as much,
and I think they're fake.
And you're much bigger than the other guy, and yeah,
I think they're fake too.
Yeah. BJ says, why does Zach advocate for violence? And Steven says that he wants to see Paul versus Zach boxing.
That kind of be like Logan Paul, Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, kind of will be. I don't know. And but you think that would be? You think all these are fake set up?
Yeah, like I think they're scripted.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. For sure.
I even think the Conor Floyd one was scripted.
I don't know if it was scripted, but I think that it was just an easy, like, I'm Mayweather. I'm just gonna run around the ring and, pop shot him until, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you got to do. I mean, when you watch, I don't know if you're a boxing fan, you're a boxing purist, and you watch UFC, the way these guys, strike, it's not like the prettiest thing, So if you're a UFC fighter and you're going against a pure boxer, you're gonna get torn up in a boxing ring. That's just plain and simple. You don't have the same type of movement.
So you think Conor McGregor would lose to Logan Paul because Logan Paul's a professional boxer?
I don't know. I think it'd be kind of close. Well, first of all, Logan Paul is not a professional boxer, so I think that.
What about you versus Logan Paul?
Me versus Logan Paul?
Yeah, y'all are both like 270, whatever, same weight class.
Man, I weigh 200 pounds now, or maybe 205.
I think Logan Paul's like 180.
Oh, I don't know.
If y'all train the same way, you think you could take him?
Yeah, if I got
Get your cousin in your corner.
Get my cousin in my corner. Yeah, I could take him.
Get me in your corner. There was a dude that fought on like the last UFC pay-per-view.
Yeah,
and he came out and said that he's not gonna have any coaches in his corner. It's just gonna be his girlfriend and his friends. He said, "I'm my coach, and my corner should just be my motivation." Mm. And in the corner, like during the fight, you could hear, because there's no fans there. You could hear his girlfriend like yelling and his boy yelling, but they were yelling like, "Keep your hands up! Like, watch out for this!" Like, no, if that was me, I'd be like, "Let's effing go, Chris! Come on, F him up, yeah!" Like I would be like, I would be yelling, like I'll be. Motivated.
If it's his girlfriend, she'd be like, "Come on, baby!"
Yeah, like I wouldn't be trying to be like, hit him with the 1-2 uppercut. Like I'll be just. You want me there to motivate? I'll motivate. Yeah. I don't know boxing, so I'll just yell. Yeah. So I'll be in your corner.
Okay.
You think that will hype you up? I'll just yell.
I think so. Yeah, for sure.
I just got to make sure I don't drown out your cousin.
Yeah, that's true. So me versus which Paul would I have? Would you like me to see?
Well, Logan Paul is the better one.
Oh, is
I
it?
think.
Really?
Yeah.
The last one was Jake Paul that fought. Okay. And why are they famous again?
Just off of YouTube and stuff.
YouTube? Oh, okay, cool. See, I don't watch enough.
Well, I think they were famous off of Vine first.
Oh, okay.
Logan Paul was famous off of Vine, and then his brother is famous for being Logan Paul's brother.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then just started his own stuff.
That's what's up. Hey, I'm not a hater, bro. Hey, you know what?
See, and that's why I think these things are fake. Is like,
that's what's up. You're able to make your way through.
Like Floyd would make way more money. I feel like this fight would make way more money if Logan Paul won.
How? But how?
Because then you could do a rematch. You could do all this stuff. Okay, it's more like shock and awe than if the boxer beats the non-boxer. You know, because the only people that are going to be happy with that, are not the people that are going to be buying the fight. The people that are buying the fight are the Logan Paul fans. You know?
Yeah.
So, and that's why I think it's so scripted. Is because if they want to make more money, they'll let Logan Paul win.
But I'm not even gonna watch that. I don't know. I guess, but
like the Jake Paul one against Nate Robinson. What does that do for anything if Nate Robinson wins?
So you didn't think there's gonna be a rematch?
No, but I'm just saying if Nate Paul. If not Nate Paul, well, Jesus. If Nate Robinson won, that would be terrible for the Paul
boxing
$1 billion brand. Yeah. You know, so there's no way they let that happen.
So they say, "Hey, Nate Robinson, let me hit you, and then I'll,
even the way that he was knocked out was so dramatic looking.
Yeah,
he was all dead. Even when real boxers knock people out, they don't look like that.
Mm. Oh, your pops got on here.
Oh, hey, Dad.
He said he misses the old school heavyweight boxing like Ali and the young Mike Tyson. So does Steven Ngannou. He says that he misses the heavyweights. And Oscar De La Hoya.
It's just fake. Like it's
The old, you don't.
no like this new stuff is just so fake.
Are you saying boxing like
These exhibitions things are fake. Yeah.
Okay. So I don't think boxing is scripted. Could be though. See, which one? Steven says another Longhorn just opted out. Who was it? Look it up.
Let's look.
Um,
Talk about something else.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Okay. I'll talk about old school. I'll talk about heavyweight boxing a little bit. I think Tyson, with the Fury and the Wilder, that was. I think we need another one of those. I think we need more heavyweights. I think both of these. I think both Steven and your dad are both right. That I miss the old school heavyweight days when there was like several heavyweights. Right now, it's the welterweights and the middleweight division. And you can even get down into lightweights. I think right now, if you're between 135 and 155, maybe you can go up to 165. That's where all the great boxers are right now. We did see Errol Spence beat Danny Garcia last week. I think he needs to fight Terrence Crawford. What's up?
Taquan Graham, defensive lineman from Temple.
So,
with the regular season officially over, I feel it's time to say my goodbyes and start to prepare for the Senior Bowl, in the Senior Bowl in the NFL Combine. As the next steps in fulfilling my dream of playing in the NFL, I want to thank the University of Texas faithful, my teammates, my coaches, the football staff, my friends, and my supportive and loving family. I will always hold my hand high, while extending my index and pinky fingers to form the most recognizable college symbol in the world. Being a Longhorn is what football in the state of Texas is all about, and wearing burnt orange is a true privilege. I will always remember my time here, and we will miss you all. Taquan Graham.
Shout out to Taquan Graham. Yeah.
I guess he's not coming back for his COVID year.
Is Texas going to? Yeah. I guess. Are we playing in a bowl game?
Yeah, right? They have to, right?
I saw Boston College didn't. They're not going to.
So if they would have pre-booked the bowl games and put Texas in a big bowl game, I bet you wouldn't have opted out.
I know you've been saying that all season. You've been saying it all season. Everybody needs to listen to Zach. I don't know why they don't.
So my dad, Temple Wildcats, not staying true to their agreements.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what Temple is famous for with their football team?
Oh no,
their pants, blue in the front and white in the back.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that must be a new thing.
No, it's like always been like that.
Has it?
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that. We played Temple a few times.
Blue front, white back.
When we were in the back in the dinosaur times, we used to ride the.
I think they even had that when in the Mesozoic times when my dad was there.
I don't know. Yeah.
Blue front, white back.
I don't think so.
I
don't remember that.
I'm telling you.
Temple, they were always good. Always good team. Let's see. Shout out to Wes. Says he motivates some people when you cuss and stuff. Because BJ says that yelling and cussing is not motivation.
Is he still talking about Rosenthal?
No. Well, you were saying that you were going to be in my corner, like being like, yeah, effing get him, blah blah blah.
I was gonna say effing.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna cuss.
So BJ's just saying that
I hear BJ cuss all the
time
time.
Is not motivation. I don't know. Like when I was in football, like that's what my coaches did. Cussed and yelled and get us hype. What is motivation then? I don't know. Maybe it's different.
BJ would be one of those people that you see like in UFC when they win and they knock someone out or like submit them and then they just sit there like laying on the guy like hugging them.
Oh yeah,
that would be BJ.
Yeah, I'd be the dude
kissing him on the head and stuff.
Yeah. BJ wouldn't win because he's not motivated enough.
Or his opponent would cuss and he would be like, I'm leaving this fight. This is not motivating me.
This is not motivating me. All right.
Good show,
man. Are we ever gonna do the album review?
We'll do next time.
So you're gonna make me listen to this album a third time? Actually, it's funny because I feel like you're doing this on purpose. Because there was actually a couple songs I was kind of like, oh, this is pretty good. Because the first time I listened to that album, I'm talking about Shawn Mendes, by the way. First time I listened, I was like, man, this is horrible. And I was listening to it this morning. I was like, oh, I like this song. But we also need an album review. Okay, so can I give you an album review?
No, dude. That's not
Why
how
not?
it works, dude. Because I'm not the cholo. You're the cholo.
I'm the cholo. All right. You got any shout out?
We need to get you like a button up that you like go change into real quick whenever we do this part.
I got one.
It'd be like a character.
I got one.
You play that character for the album.
I got one.
Let's do that.
I got one. I got one I can wear for sure. All right. Any shout outs?
Yeah, shout out to my dad. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, for sure.
Shout out the blue front, white back pants. Temple.
I don't remember that, dude. I remember the stripes.
I can't believe my dad left the party. He'll be all about that. Either that or he's typing something really, really long about it.
Shout out to Steven Angano. Shout out to BJ. Shout out to Wes, Emo, Paul Partida, Paul Rodriguez. Shout out to Reed Coleman. Check out TexasPointOutdoors.com. I got to go on there and get my dad wants a hat for Christmas. So I'm going to go on there and get him a hat.
How long did it take you to get the hat when you ordered it?
I think there's like an option. I think there's an option you can get. I think it's like 2-3 days. Shouldn't be like.
I want to get. Do they have those little tumbler things?
Yeah, I think so.
I need to get one of those.
All right. Well, I'll just text Reed and be like, hey, dude, how long is it gonna take?
It's just that. Hey, Reed, how long is this?
Yeah. Hey, Reed. Yeah, Texas Point Outdoor. Shout out to Kreitz Market as well, and Focus Fit San Marcos. BJ said he got his hat in 4 days. So.
Yeah, that's
not bad. Especially right now. I mean, I don't know, man. You might want to do it soon. I got to do it soon. I should probably do it today.
Can I just meet him? Pick it up?
Yeah.
All right. Good show.
Good show, brother. All right. I want to shout out to my parents. Shout out to God. Shout out to, like I said, everybody else that's on the watch party. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you next Saturday for episode 130. We're going to do anything special for 130? Maybe? I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, an album review.
Yeah, we'll see about that. All right, man. Later, y'all. Love you.